You may not realize it, but your body language is sabotaging you even before you speak. You could be the funniest, the smartest guy, the most interesting person in the room, but if your body language is screaming, I don't want to be here, or I don't belong here, people figure it out instantly and they'll be unattracted to you before you've even opened your mouth. Even, tonight at the bar, tomorrow at uni, the next day with your mates, your posture is literally writing checks that your personality can't cash, yeah? So today I'm going to show you 10 body language mistakes in like full detail and exactly how to fix them. So first of all, and I've given them these little catchphrases just to help you remember. So first of all, it's like the phone fortress. If you're constantly checking your phone in social situations, using your phone as a vice whenever you walk into rooms to avoid eye contact, and head down scrolling, conversation dies. So first of all, it tells a few things to people. The first thing it tells to people is that you don't value them. You find your phone more interesting than them. So they already think, oh, like, what the hell's this guy's problem? What the hell's this guy's problem? He doesn't like me. Secondly, it makes you look addicted to your phone, which is inherently a bad thing. Next, it signals to people that you're uncomfortable with human connection, and it makes you invisible to potential friends because eye contact is not being held. That eye contact is one of the most important things in conversation, and along with body language. And so if your head is down, your shoulders are hunched, and your eyes are down here, no one's listening to you, right? Instead, just put the phone completely away in social settings. If you feel like you're distracted by the buzz of notifications or something, even go and do not disturb, or even power your phone off and chuck it in your pocket. And when you're standing alone in a room, make deliberate eye contact and walk up to someone. Don't get tempted and just slide that phone out just for a quick check of my messages, because a quick check will turn into opening Insta and start scrolling, or scrolling through YouTube Shorts, or responding to streaks. If you're still on Snapchat and you're in uni, but get off Snapchat, you're not a kid, and all of that sort of stuff. So do it if you must check something, which I really don't think you should, but if you got like a call from, I don't know, your mum or something, do it quickly, deliberately, then phone away, engage, yeah? Next thing is turtle posture. So that I sort of mentioned that with the phone. It's the same sort of thing. It's like the shoulders hunched forward, head jilted forward, chest caved in, making you look small. Like, if you look at me speaking like this, it makes you feel defeated before you even try. Even right now, I'm finding it hard to project my voice because it feels like my lungs are crushed. Like, other guys won't respect you as an equal, and women unconsciously see you as less capable / less protecting, right? So you don't want to stick your chest out like that, like an idiot. Just think about putting them up, back, and down in a like a restful position. I've heard this sort of helps. This doesn't really work for me, but apparently it works for lots of people. So imagine a string like attached to your head and pulling it towards the ceiling. So then that way you sort of think about your head. I'll give you a side view. Think about your head being aligned with your back, because you're not like sticking your back forward like that. You're not sticking it back like that. It's just in a neutral position, right? See, the budget's gone up. We got those side views going in all the videos. So yeah, you want to open your chest, take up the space you deserve. Same with your body language. I mean, folding your arms, sometimes it's just a comfort thing. But if you're always folding your arms, it just comes off as a bit closed. So oftentimes you'll see with me in the videos, I'll fold my arms for a bit, then I'll open them up again. And it's all subconscious, but it's just something that, again, it's good for that variety, that change, and it brings out your presence more, yeah? Next is the fidget festival. I can't lie, this is something that I myself am quite guilty of, and I'm being much more deliberate on it right now. So it's pretty much constantly touching your face, your hair, your clothes, tapping your fingers, playing with objects, and just you can't sit still. So it just broadcasts anxiety to everyone around you, and it makes people feel uncomfortable because your energy is a bit chaotic or a bit sporadic, and it shows you're not present in the moment. So instead, practice the statue test for 30 seconds at a time. So place your hands deliberately on your sides or behind your back, maybe, although sometimes that looks a bit strange, or holding something with purpose, like water bottle or something. Just hold that and channel that nervous energy into controlled, confident gestures when you speak, and try to get that energy into your voice instead. Because if you're constantly fidgeting, like, again, sometimes I am in these videos, it does come off as a bit weird or a bit awkward. So next, number 4 is the wall hugger. So it's basically always positioning yourself by walls or in corners or something, because it pretty much shows you're avoiding the center of rooms and you're scared. It's like you feel that the environment around you is a threat. So you're sort of trying to engage in the most minimal way possible. So where you're in the room, but you're right by the door or you're right by the wall. You know what I mean? It just seems like you're trying to escape it, and it puts you on the social periphery. Like no one notices you when you're over there. So when you enter a room, first thing, walk to the center of the room with confidence, position yourself where you can be seen and heard, and take up space like you own it, because you do. So nextly, I keep saying nextly in these videos. I don't know what's going on with me. Next thing is death stare avoidance. So again, I mentioned this before implicitly with the phone one, but it deserves its own point. So this is eye contact pretty much. Looking down when walking, breaking eye contact when somebody looks back at you, and staring at the floor during conversations. Like, it makes you forgettable, invisible, it makes you seem submissive, and it kills any chance of building attraction or respect. So you want to, there are really easy ways to implement this. So first of all, what I do when I'm walking is whenever I walk past someone, so let's say I'm walking this way and they're walking this way, I'll look at them in the eyes just as we pass. Like at first it feels really weird, and when they don't look back at you, or even when they look back at you, you're like, oh no, I better look away now. But slowly, nothing really happens. Like the most that will happen is, you know, they might smile at you and you can smile back or whatever, or they'll just look back at you and then like it feels confrontational though. At least when I started, it feels like, oh, like what if this guy, you know, wants to fight me or something? But nothing like that ever happens. Yeah. And just because I've got to give like these autistic level details for some people, because like for myself, when I started this, I had no idea what I was doing. So if you were where I was, aim for about 3 to 5 seconds. You don't want to hold it like this consistently and just keep talking like this, because then it starts to come off as a bit threatening if you're just constantly eyeing them down the whole time. Yeah. So you want to look there for a few seconds, look away, think about things, look back, you know. You don't have to be counting to 5 in your head or something, but you know, just don't go crazy in either direction, I guess is the idea. Don't hold the eye contact for like 50 seconds and don't hold it for about 5 milliseconds. Like it's sort of self-explanatory. And especially when you're shaking hands with people, always look at them in the eyes. It's so important. I used to not be able to hold eye contact and literally no one would take me seriously. So yeah, it's a big thing. Next thing is the limp handshake. So basically, I'm sure you know what this is. You know, the weak handshake that feels like it's a dead fish. You're not making contact with the webs of your thumbs. You're looking away while shaking hands like, oh yeah, nice to meet you. It's just terrible. Like, first impressions matter, and this screams weakness. Like, it pretty much screams zero testosterone. I literally met this guy the other day, and within one second, I already just subconsciously thought, oh, this guy's weak. Because I met him. You know, I said, what's your name? He responds really quietly. I said, oh, nice to meet you. Put my hand out. He sort of gives me this really like floppy hand. Shake it, like, and he can't look at me in the eyes. It was just instantly, my brain was like, oh yeah, this guy's a victim. And I'm sure in his mind he's thinking, oh shit, this guy's a threat. You know what I mean? So it actually messes with your head, because you start to view other people as threats to you, and you start to view yourself as a victim. So yeah, definitely need to get over this for your own sanity. Next thing is like the mirror follower. So this is like copying other people's body language and gestures. So obviously, again, there's always nuance to these things. So for example, I've heard somewhere that mirroring body language is like a sign that people are listening to you or whatever. But if you're constantly adjusting to match whoever you're talking to, it does feel a bit inauthentic. So generally you want to just develop your own body language. So for example, a thing I do a lot, I do like this. It's subconscious, but I do that a lot. Or I do this when I'm like hammering in a point. It just makes you seem a bit forgettable because you're an echo. So you need to have your own body language and your own gestures that you use throughout a conversation that sort of bring authenticity and bring that uniqueness to speaking with you directly as opposed to speaking with someone else. Yeah. Next is the speed walker. Now, obviously you can walk fast. I myself, I'm 6'5". I've got very long legs. I walk fast, but if you're walking too fast, especially, I think it's mostly got to do with your posture. It makes you come off as really anxious or late or nervous, and it makes, so for example, again, you're getting this premium side view. So it's mostly about where your back is aligned. If you're like leaning forward and like walking like this and your head is down, then it looks really nervous. But if you reduce that speed by maybe 10-15%, you walk up, you've got a little bit of, what do they call, swagger in your step, your shoulders are moving a bit, you got like that walk going. Even if you're still walking fast compared to most people, but your eyes are up and you're walking, you're not leaned forward, it makes a huge difference. And you come off like 50, 100 times more confident. So it's pretty easy to avoid this. And yeah, next we're going to talk about the defensive barrier. So again, this is what I was talking about the crossing arms or holding things in front of your chest, or putting your hand up here all the time. It just signals you being closed off and unapproachable. So again, I understand sometimes folding your arms is just comfortable. Like, that's something I do just because it's comfortable. But if you do it too often, it just comes off as, unapproachable or a bit scared. So you need to balance it out. If you catch yourself crossing your arms, it's fine. Do it for a few seconds, but then open back up, because otherwise, it does send the wrong signals. And so keep your torso exposed. Let your arms hang down, or gesture and face people directly when they're talking to you. And lastly, we're going to talk about the approval nod. So basically, when other people are speaking to you, it's just the idea of just constantly nodding or bobbing around like a dashboard dog whenever people speak to you. Like, it just shows you're desperate for approval, and it makes your opinion seem worthless, because it's like they could be telling you about anything. Like, oh yeah, I work here, and you're just going. Like, it just makes you look stupid. You can nod meaningfully and occasionally, but because it shows you're listening and critically. But if you're doing it all the time, it's just too much, And use the nodding to emphasize your own points, not just validating others. Nod with things you agree with, and when you're saying something you agree with, nod with it. Don't use it to just glaze someone else. So here's what happens when you actually fix these mistakes. Your friends start including you in bigger plans. Women notice you instead of looking right through you. Co-workers and strangers treat you with more respect, and you start feeling like you belong in any room you walk into. Like, it's not about faking it, it's about your body language matching the confident man you're becoming. Your external posture shapes your internal confidence, and then that internal confidence gets pushed out into your posture further. So it's like a positive feedback loop. Like, you walk confidently, and then eventually you become more confident. And this isn't like some bro science, pseudoscience. Like, there's so many things like this. For example, they did a study where they had men pose in like the Superman pose, so like hands on the hips like that, and stood up obviously. And they showed after just 2 minutes of doing it, they had like a 30% boost in testosterone. Obviously, it didn't last forever, but to have a spike in testosterone by a considerable amount, just by how you stand, you can extrapolate that to saying, if you have this body language, if you have this eye contact, if you have all these things, there's definitely going to be like a chemical difference, right? Like, that's sort of obvious. So here's the challenge. I always leave you guys with a challenge because I want to give you guys actual tips you can use. So don't try to fix everything at once. Pick one or two of these mistakes that hit closest to home. So for myself personally, I told you it's the fidgeting. For you, it could be the phone prison, or it could be the turtle posture, or whatever, Choose the ones that make you think, oh shit, that's me, and practice them deliberately for 7 days. And only when you think, after the 7 days, when you think that they're subconscious or you've made a good improvement, then move on. But otherwise, don't overwhelm yourself with too many options, because they'll all just fall through. Track your progress. And just, again, I always encourage this in these videos because I think it's really helpful. Notice how people treat you differently. Go into one conversation in your old way and another conversation in the new way, and just notice how people are much more receptive and much more submissive to you the other way, Every confident man that you admire has had to learn at least one of these things himself as well. The difference is they put in the work to change. So your body language is either working for you or against you, and there's no neutral. So you need to convert it, make it work for you. So drop a comment below. Which mistake describes you perfectly? And if this video helped you, please like it, subscribe, boost the algorithm, get it to more people, share it to your friends who need this message too, and check out my video on aggression from a few days ago if you want to keep improving. Stop being your own worst enemy. Your confidence starts now. Thanks for watching.